and you're listening to a WNBA State of Mind. Stay tuned for a short commercial break. Alright, let's rock. Alright, I'm excited. Got my girl on the show. It's the second season, and we're here with Katie Smith, aka White Chocolate. Oh, I had to put that in there. You already know. Former WNBA player who is lead assistant coach for the Minnesota Lynx. She's a former head coach of the New York Liberty, and as a player, her primary position was shooting guard, although she sometimes played forward, point guard, center, wherever they needed her. So she was an all-time leading scorer in the women's professional basketball, having achieved over 7,000 points, and I remember that, in both her ABL and WNBA career. And in 2021, she was voted as one of the WNBA's top 25. Additionally, she was inducted into the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. I'm just doing it big. Katie, welcome to a WNBA State of Mind, where we mainly discuss basketball, but we love other sports. Today makes for an all-star cast of ballers. I appreciate you being on the show, Kate. My God, my parents were excited. I had to make them go in the room. My father's having flashbacks. He loves talking about the ABL, where it all started for us.
Man.
Yeah, bring us up to speed.
It's goody. It's so good to see you. Obviously, we go way back, and it's a pleasure to really just chat it up with you, and that's what we'll do. But yeah, so I, since playing, been on the coaching side, and that was not necessarily the plan always, but the game has a way of kind of sucking us in. And being around it and wanting to improve it and wanting to continue to elevate in any way possible. So I'm currently the assistant coach for the Minnesota Lynx. This is just finished my second year under Cheryl Reeve, along with Lynette Pearson and Rebecca Brunson, who are two former players on the coaching staff. So we really like what we have there. Former players, out here grinding, learning, and trying to just do our part to kind of keep this thing going, and also enjoying it and having a good time. I mean, the stories and the coaches' meetings are a lot of fun. We work hard, and we laugh, and we play hard. So that's where I'm at. Obviously right now we're in our off season. College basketball is about ready to start up. We're starting to set up our scouting schedules, who we're going to go see, start making the lists, who's going to be there, what are we looking for, and just any possible way for us to get better during this offseason, whether it's draft picks, whether it's free agency, trades, anything. We're always just searching, just like anybody, just trying to make the team better each and every year.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys got a fantastic cast over there. I love it. The fact that, three former players. I'm always an advocate for that. The league bringing back players to coach, and also there's other positions as well. And just to see you guys out there, absolutely magnificent. You usually do some commentating too, right? Don't you usually?
I have in the past, yeah. So I did it for probably 4 or 5 years with ESPN. I'm not doing it as much now. I mean, I tell you what, if you do mess around with it, I'm not sure if you have or not, but it's a lot of work. It's like you're studying for an exam, every night. You know what I mean? Like you're trying to, unless it's a team, you're like, say Ohio State, the team, the players, but it's like you're scouting them. You're watching film, you get pronunciation, you get their stats. But no, I haven't done any in the last few years, which is all right, because that's another challenge and more work on the side, although you can go watch players. But kudos, a lot of respect was had for those that are traveling around, calling games, a couple games a week, the production crews. I mean, I just always am impressed by everybody that works hard, but those are behind the scenes, because they really make this thing happen and bust their tails. So, but yeah, just scouting. I'm helping out with the local team here, high school team, where I'm at. So that's kind of fun to start. I haven't been a part of it or around it in a long time. But it's just to be there and just kind of, again, basketball, but also just empowering and just being there to help them hopefully see somebody they be like or want to or anything, and just kind of support them in any way possible.
Yeah, absolutely. Each one teach one is always about giving back, which leads to the question. I mean, although the team may not have, have been as successful as you guys would have wanted to, of course, everybody's goal is to win a championship. You guys had a lot of breakthrough without an all-star, without a superstar player in Maya Moore the last couple of years. I mean, Sylvia Fowles had an all-star season, as well. And Nafisia, excuse me if I'm not pronouncing her name correctly, Kalia, was very promising, for the future. Elaborating on those two players, but are there any other bright spots? Any other players to watch?
Yeah, so Syl's been a pillar and an all-star for her whole career. I mean, she's a 4-time gold medalist, and then on top of it, she's that unassuming superstar, like who's low maintenance, that just comes and just does her job on both ends. Defensive Player of the Year this year. And just embraces her role both just as a player, but also just as a leader, and does it in a way that the players respect her, because she's just got a personality that it's all about the team and it's all about winning. It's not about her. So she's just honestly just that rock for us. Nafisa Collier, she's, going into the 3rd year. She, has just been stellar, and somebody who continues to improve. This year didn't shoot the 3 ball as well as maybe she liked, but finds a way to just kind of keep pushing through. Even when things aren't going well, Fee will keep playing. Rebounding, still working on a perimeter game, continuing to be more versatile. Very good, on the block against smaller defenders. So Fee had another really good year. We added a couple free agents this year with Ariel Powers, Kayla McBride, Natalia Chanwa, to really give us some go-tos on the perimeter, and then Nat to really hone up our post crew. We had some injuries this year, but K-Mac had a really efficient year, shot the ball well, did a little bit of everything, pull-ups to the rim. Powers was battling a lot of injuries, but went down the stretch, just gives us that energy and that little bit of a different look. She brings something different to the table. So I just thought everybody with a lot of new pieces. We started off slow. Crystal Dangerfield at the 1, and then we got Leja Clarendon coming in and really kind of solidifying the 1, and Crystal coming off the bench. And I just, everybody had a moment, and it was to start, it was rough. We were all like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? And we put some stuff. We had a really nice stretch down the road, but injuries really caught up with us. And kudos to Chicago. They were hitting their stride down the stretch. And just, those 1-game eliminations just are tough to get through. But just really, when you look back, you're pleased, but obviously you're still thinking like what we could have done to maybe get through that and made a little run.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys, you did. I remember you guys started off slow. You had your injuries that set you back, but you guys started to gel, and you started to play together, and you could see the cohesiveness that was out there on the court, and the players communicating and buying into what you guys were trying to teach them and have them do out there on the court. As a spectator, which I am first, I watched you guys gel and produce, and you guys are definitely a team to watch in the future. And leading up to the next question, what style of play do you guys want to reflect day and night? What can the crowd expect for 2022? Just little intricate pieces that you guys may be trying to add. What's that international? I'm sure you probably end up over there at some point in time.
Yeah, we're just, you really try to hone in on everything, right? So you watch your players, you're trying to figure out how to, improve and work during the off season, right? So you have a decent amount of players that'll be home during the off season, so they're not overseas. We have some overseas. So how do you player development? How do you challenge them to come back better just as an individual? So that's both conditioning and making sure that you're right, so that injuries you can hopefully stave those off. Sometimes you're just there's nothing you can do. Just that's the kind of job hazard that we have. So there's that piece of just the player development, making sure that we're staying on, our players to continue to grow. Every year should add something to it. So first and foremost, we start there, and obviously, draft picks, what we need, still kind of evaluating that, and who's going to really stand out this year. Will it be a diamond in the rough? So we're just going to try to solidify that and make sure that we're all coming back healthy is really a main piece, because we do have a lot of, the free agents we brought in last year, in their first year, they're going into their second. We have this group back together, Nafisa, Sil, Nat, Ariel, AP, and K-Mac and Lay, and then we have Crystal. And so having a year under our belt, hopefully coming in. And Renaya Davis, can't forget about her. She was hurt this year, our draftee last year, who didn't get a chance to play because of injury, to get eyes on her. So basically have a rookie, a couple rookies with her. So, we like to see maybe what's out there, but right now with what we have, really excited about them having that year under their belt to get to know each other, and then hopefully improving their games and just coming back ready and hungry to really get after it.
Yeah, and one thing about Minnesota, it's always been a team, it's always been a program, organization that has stuck with what they have and built upon it, from the coaching staff to the players, and it's a lot of respect for that, and it produces results, and the fact that organization has that type of patience, you always see great results. And you're listening to a WNBA State of Mind. For all those people that are just joining in, I got my girl Katie Smith on here. I'm so excited to have you sitting here chopping it up. So far we talked about what the team is going to be doing in off season, what you can expect. Talked about Sylvia Fowles, talked about how she had such a fantastic season, how she's not just a wonderful player, but she's also a great teammate. The style of play that we can expect. And so, listen, look, I'm talking so much. The plant jumped off of the table because it's excited that I got Katie on the show. Ridiculous.
Ready.
So, backtracking. All right. We talked about this before we even started rolling, about how special it's been to coach with Cheryl Reeve, Planette Pearson, Rebecca Brunson, players that were even your teammates at one point in time. How special is that? Talk about the connection. How easy it is for you guys to probably read each other, probably thinking each other's thoughts and finishing each other's sentences before you even. Just craziness. You're one of the teams that I would hope that other teams model after.
Yeah. First and foremost, kudos to Reeve for kind of bringing it to fruition and making it happen. And really, she's like, man, I don't know why I didn't do this earlier. She's like, bringing us along and bringing people who all know each other, been in the league, and also that we've all worked with each other. So, Cheryl Reeve coached me in Detroit as an assistant. Planette and I were teammates in Detroit and also in New York. BB, I didn't play with BB. I just have watched her and obviously just been in the league when she was. But all of us have been with Cheryl, and we know each other. We know our personalities. We know our quirks. We know the stuff that's annoying. Like, you know what I mean? And we still so you don't have to explain anything. You don't have to, be nervous like how somebody's going to take something. So first, it's such a great environment to just be yourself and to show up and know that you're just kind of accepted. Like, you know what, we'll figure this out, no matter all our little quirks and who we are. And then on top of that, we're all competitors. We have all won. We've all done whatever was best for the team. We're always about how do we figure out how to get this done. It's not about me. It's not about PP. It's not about BB. It's not about anything about credit. It's just like, yo, what do we need to do? Like, I got you. You need a little help? I got you. And then we also, we pull from each other. Like, again, obviously Reeve is the mastermind and is just phenomenal in lots of areas, not only the X's and O's, but as a leader and a communicator. But we also just like the way people teach things, the post players, like how BB explains something, how P explains something, you know what I mean? And, ourselves, like you're always taking things from each other. And we kind of cover our bases by that and our experiences. But it's just really a phenomenal group, because at the end of the day, we come to work and we bust our tails and do whatever it needs to be done to help win games and help these players get where they want to be. But we also have a blast doing it. We love coming to work every day and seeing each other. And that's half the battle. So.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. When you have a group of people that are as dynamic as you guys are, and then you have that same group of people that all are about good deeds and good works, and how you make things work together, it's just a beautiful thing. I can't wait to see you guys back on top. I know that's not going to take that long. Leading to the next thing, like, what teams do you like? I mean, for me, like the newcomers, I like to watch them, the young players that are coming up. And, one of my favorites, of course, she was the Roy, the Rookie of the Year, Michaela Onyenwere. I think that, like, hands down, there really wasn't anybody that was performing the way that she was performing at that consistency all year long. What young players or young teams you see out there that are going to be exciting to watch?
Well, team-wise, yeah, I mean, obviously New York is young, but in general, just every team is tough. Dallas, Dallas has a lot of, so there's those, and then they have the money to keep a 12-man roster, and they can keep their players for a little while. So every team, it's just so hard. The league is so hard, and 1 to 12 is just it doesn't matter what your record is. Like, it can be, it is so tough, which makes it fun, and that's what you want. So team-wise, it'll be interesting, because who can make moves, who can kind of add a vet with some youth, and how you put your pieces together. But team-wise, all of us are going to be right there and heading into next year, and then we'll see how the cookie crumbles. Onyenwere, she had a heck of a year. The draft class wasn't prolific. It wasn't like one that you're going to look back and say it's one of the best draft classes, but she played well. She played really well. She came in, her body, her physical tools, I think, really gave her a step up, because she's athletically gifted, and she worked on her shooting, but her motor allowed her to really get out there and do some things. So yeah, she was special. Obviously, we wish Renaya Davis had a chance to get out there and show some things, but next year she'll get her chance.
Yeah.
Crystal Dangerfield going into year 2, it was definitely sophomore season, kind of figuring it out. Had a great first year, and then second. Looking forward to her next year, and really how she kind of bounces back and really kind of shows. I know she will. So just a lot, man. These kids are, not kids. I mean, in our age, they could be.
I say the same thing.
These young ladies are talented. Obviously, Enrique is still in May. I mean, it's just fun. So just enjoying to see. Again, our mindset is so hard, is we're just trying to figure out how to match them and how to make sure our team has the pieces that ultimately can beat them. So that's how it's. I can't be a fan all the time. I mean, I'm excited at the end, but
you're looking at it
about how we're going to defend them and what we're going to run and all of that. So
scouting, or constantly scouting, what's she doing, what kind of numbers she's putting up. A couple of people, I see, quite a few people have gone and have already left to go overseas, and so you gotta check on them over there, see what kind of numbers they're putting up. And now with social media, it's really nice to be able to keep up with these different leagues and not have to always constantly fly over there now. FIBA does a better job of making
they do. YouTube, all that. I watched Kayla McBride today. Yeah, she was over in Turkey. So
yeah, so it's a lot more accessible than it used to be. And this season was the 25th anniversary of the WNBA, and we've witnessed a lot of greatness, from the unveiling of the top 25. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Right? To the controversial GOAT debate. Not to mention an increase in viewership and ticket prices. Okay. What growth did you witness this year?
there's a lot of it. I think the basketball is just continues to just evolve, and the style of play, and it's the rule change. Obviously everything's about aesthetically how it looks and putting up numbers, but I just think the talent is so competitive. It just I think part of it is the growth of it. Obviously, is the CBA has helped increase salaries, the benefits of childcare. Now it's fertility. The travel is something I think is going to change, at some point, maybe some point soon, about being able to charter maybe some games, maybe all games. Obviously, a lot of it has to be, financial, ends up on the teams, but I think that will change. So I think the CBA has that investment by the teams, by the leagues, and also by the players of, getting paid what they are. Then now they have to have their responsibility of being in market and promoting the league. So I just think that commitment by the league and by the players and ownership and will really kind of flourish and continue to grow this thing. I just think on court, you just, the old folks, the players have been around a long time are still running this thing. There's the young ones that are doing amazing things, but it's just fun. You just see some players come in their own. I think Brittany Griner had a heck of a year.
Wow.
Her best years. DT's still out there. Birdie is still out there doing great things. And it's Still's doing her thing. So it's just fun to see that complement of the older players, but then these new players have been watching these guys for their whole lives, and now they get to play and be there, and then can carry on this torch. And I hope they continue to take it really seriously to continue to grow this league and make sure that we're continuing to make it into the best women's professional league ever. But yeah, in the 25 years, it's nuts, right? I mean, it's just crazy. It's been that long. It was, obviously an honor to be a part of the top 25 and be around the league, almost for its whole existence. Missed the first couple of years because of the ABL, but overall been there for most of it. And the GOAT debate, controversial. DT's I'm all right with that. Coop, if she had some years on her, got a few more years in the league, it might have been different. I don't know, but it's all right by me. But it's fun. It's fun for people to debate, but it's just phenomenal to see all the talent, as that's come through and laced them up and kind of carried the torch and led this thing. And it's very, very, very cool, and excited to see where it goes.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, the league can never be the same, especially with the increased viewership and, the ticket prices rising to as much as $1,500 to get in the game.
Yeah.
To see Chicago play. So, to even see how that plays out, knowing a ticket can be sold for as much as $1,500 now, it's kind of like, oh, okay, well, how does that adjust, for next season, where they going to go with that, and then, according to ESPN, the 4 games averaged 548,000.
Yeah.
All right. And then the year before that, it was 440,000. All right. Then you go to 2019? Yeah. Then you go to 2003. Okay. What happened in 2003? You remember?
In 2003?
Yeah.
Playing at that time.
Exactly. All right. The former rules. Now, you got all of this viewership. You're talking about 548,000, 440,000. You go back to 2003. The LA Sparks against the Detroit Shock, 1.2 million viewers.
Are you serious?
Record still hasn't been beat.
That's crazy.
Sell our jerseys. That's what I want to see. That's the next thing I want to see. I want to see our jerseys, all jersey. You be able to get everybody's jersey in East Bay.
I know. No, it's coming.
Formal. Let's get with that revenue sharing. Let's
Let's
rock
do
that.
it. That's cool though. But you see it, the merch and the way they've been, marketing and really getting some stuff that people can wear all the time, every day. I know it's baby steps, but I know that a lot of people are trying, and a lot of people, obviously, even like yourself, that are promoting it, talking about it, putting it out there. It needs to happen. It keeps needing to be present out there so people see it, hear it, and live it a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, you're listening to a WNBA State of Mind. Have my girl Katie Smith on here. We'll let you take it out, Katie. How can your fans follow you? Where are you? Insta, Twitter, where are you? Give us some of them handles.
Yeah, I'm on Instagram and Twitter. Instagram is Smith30, Twitter is Katie Smith30. 30. That's my shtick. Obviously I'm on Facebook because I'm an old head for most of my friends and family. But yeah, check us out. Obviously the links, keep up with us, the Minnesota Lynx of the WNBA. Follow us, check us out, see what the players are doing in the off season. I'm a little biased, but I think our social media account's pretty fun. So they do a great job. But that's how you can find me. But come out, watch the NCAA women's basketball. Make sure you're going out to support them, turn it on TV, and then get out next summer and check out some games.
Oh yeah, I don't think we're gonna have any problems next season with people coming out and checking out games next year. I think that the coverage was good, and hopefully from my mouth to God's ears to your ears and to somebody's ears in the WNBA, we just go ahead and start WNBA TV.
Hey, there you go. All right, you better get that started, Goody.
It is what it is. Let's rock.
Well, thank you.
Girl, thank you so much for coming on the show. Congratulations with everything that you've accomplished. Okay?
I appreciate it.
Oh, and congratulations on, the
Oh, yeah.
ring.
Good things all around. Life can't complain, man. I'm healthy, got some good people in my world, and I can't complain at all.
It's all good. All right.
Yeah.
Good to see you. All right. Take care of yourself. I love you. Send me so. Peace out.